I want to talk to you about credit union personal line of credit that pulls Experian this year. So I want to share with you the few top lenders that actually pull Experian. Okay, so here are the top lenders. First of all, you have NASA Fed. So if you're looking for a line of credit that pulls Experian from a credit union, you want to go for a NASA Fed. And the reason I love NASA Fed is that you're able to borrow a maximum of $30,000. Okay, that's really good, and they call it the cash line of credit. So that's how they call it there. You have $30,000. You might say, well, that's not a lot, but hey, listen, it's a lot for a NASA Fed. Okay, that's the maximum they will approve you for, and you have a lot of flexibility in repaying the line. So once you tap into the line, you have two options. You can choose to actually pay the line like as you go, like you can pay 2% or 3% every month of the outstanding balance, or you can have the second option. You can have a repayment window. So you actually tap into the line, and then you have and at that time you have no payment due. But once you are like over 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years, depending on the repayment window, basically you start paying whatever you have outstanding on the line of credit. Okay. And what I love also with this lender, NASA Fed, is that you have the possibility to be pre-approved for your line of credit. So not a lot of credit unions have this tool available on their website, but NASA Fed has an app, but also has the pre-approval, the pre-qualification process enabled on their website. So if you go to their website and you're looking for a line of credit that pulls Experian, you are able to pre-qualify for a certain amount. Remember, the maximum line of credit amount is actually $40,000. Okay, and this is unsecured, so there is no collateral required. There are low minimum payments. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And so if you have any question, please contact NASA Fed. As you can contact them at 1-888 NASA FCU, 1-627-2328. So, and then they'll answer all questions for you. And NASA Fed is actually is available nationally, so you don't have to live in a specific state or whatever. No, they're available nationally. So if you're looking for a credit union personal line of credit that pulls Experian, I want you to also think about UniFi. So UniFi does have a line of credit that pulls Experian. Okay, they call it Signature, the Signature line of credit. So UniFi will give you a maximum line of credit amount of $50,000. So you can see that they are more generous than NASA Fed, right? NASA Fed is giving you 30 grand maximum, and UniFi is actually bumping that maximum limit to $50,000. So basically, and they call it the Signature line of credit. So if you're interested in having membership with UniFi, no problem. By the way, UniFi also doesn't require. I mean, all the credit unions I'm sharing with you into this conversation, they are available nationally. Okay. In other words, even if you don't live in a specific city or state, or you don't go to school, or you don't go to worship, or you don't work for a company, you can still qualify through another way. Like maybe you need to donate $5 to a charity, and then your membership gets activated. Okay, so talking about UniFi, let's come back to it. So UniFi gives you a maximum line of $50,000, and you have flexibility. Okay, in terms of repayment. So you can take advantage of a 0.25% discount for automatic payments from a unified share account. And you also have the possibility to use this Signature line of credit for overdraft protection. So this is kind of cool. So remember, you're looking at $1,500 all the way to $50,000. Okay, and so you have a variable rate line of credit. So the rate changes. Okay, or you can either have a variable rate or you can have a fixed rate. So it depends on what kind of agreements you have with UniFi. But you can use the cash for repairs, for cash shortfalls, or even any unexpected expenses. Okay, so this is really good from a budgetary point of view. This is really reassuring. So UniFi, fantastic. If you're looking for a credit union personal line of credit that pulls Experian, I want you to think about American Heritage. American Heritage is another fantastic credit union to really consider this year. And what I love about American Heritage is that you are able to actually get a line of credit that goes from $500 all the way to $50,000. $50,000, okay? And one thing I want to say here is that you have the possibility to get things done fast through American Heritage. So, like they can approve your line of credit within 24 hours. 24 hours, okay? This is really good. And what I love about the American Heritage is that overall their APR is pretty decent. You can have an APR that starts at 4% and that goes all the way to 19%, 18%. Okay, and you are able to pay your line of credit actually pretty flexibly too. Okay, the only thing is that American Heritage, they're not available national. I mean, they're available nationally in terms of membership, but in terms of their branches, they're pretty limited. So if you go with American Heritage, be ready to embrace digital banking. Okay, if you're comfortable with that, if you like to manage your account, whatever you get from a bank, you want to get it on a mobile app. This is really good. This is really good, and American Heritage, their customer service is really knowledgeable. So they will answer all questions that you have. Okay, so this is kind of cool. And one thing I want to say here is that they have something called phone teller, they have online teller, and they have mobile teller. So in other words, you can access your line of credit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week via the phone teller, the online teller, and the mobile teller. That's what I was just telling you, that you really need to embrace digital banking if you are going with American Heritage. Okay, and also there is no soft pull. There's no pre-qualification. So when you are ready to apply, you apply right away, and they do a hard pull. They do a hard pull, and they actually see how much you can qualify for. But there's no soft pull. So if you want to go through American Heritage, be ready to actually lose a few points off your FICO score at the very beginning. So if you're looking for a credit union personal line of credit that pulls Experian, I want you to think about Genisys this year. So Genisys. So with Genisys, you have a personal line of credit, and the maximum you can get is $50,000. $50,000, okay, through Genisys. And what I love about Genisys is that if you don't qualify for a personal line of credit, they can actually consider you for a personal loan too. And not a lot of credit unions do that. Not even a lot of banks do that. Okay, so they are pretty flexible. So they have home improvement loans. They have personal loans. They have medical and surgery and dental loans. They have baby and adoption loans. They have wedding and vacation loans. And they also have unexpected expenses and emergency loans. So this is pretty good. This is really good from a flexibility point of view. And in terms of the line of credit, let's talk about the line of credit. The line of credit is pretty good because you are able to have a minimum APR of 11% and a maximum APR of 18%. So that's still decent anyway. Okay, that's still decent, especially when it comes to the line amount. Okay, now if you have any question, it's just better to contact the company itself, and they will answer all questions that you may have about your personal line of credit. So I want you to call right now, 1-800-521-8440, extension 5. 1-800-521-8440, extension 5. And then you can ask all questions, and a rep will explain to you how the whole process works, okay? And one thing I want to say also is that if you're looking for a line of credit through Genisys, you can qualify for membership without living in a specific state, okay? Without living in a specific area. You are able to actually activate your membership real fast, okay? That's really good. And one thing I want to say is that Genisys doesn't have a pre-qual. They don't have a pre-qualification tool. So once again, if you're ready to apply, just be aware that your FICO score will lose a few points, at least through the hard pull process. If you're looking for a credit union personal line of credit that pulls Experian this year, I want you to really think about First Tech. And First Tech actually is another wonderful credit union that gives you a personal line of credit. Okay, but First Tech is not giving you that much. I mean, based on my based on my research, because they're giving you a maximum of $25,000. Now, if you're looking for, let's say, a small to average line of credit, then First Tech can be really interesting for you. Okay, so maximum line of credit amount $25,000, and basically with First Tech, what I love is that you have the possibility to actually go through a process whereby they help you. They help you. It's a short survey. It's a 1 or 2 minute, and but they help you choose the best products. Because see, the thing is, if you want a line of credit, they will see whether or not this is actually the best product for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe what you need a loan. Okay, whatever you need, First Tech can really help you. Okay, it can really help you. Now, of course, if you get a loan, you get more money than if you were to get a line of credit. Because with a loan, they're giving you a maximum of $50,000. But with a line of credit, they're giving you $25,000. And the APR, by the way, the starting APR is lower on the loan than on the line of credit. On the line of credit, the starting APR is 14%, and it goes all the way to 18%. But on the loan, they are giving you a minimum of 9%. So you can see a delta there, okay? So in addition to a personal line of credit, they also have a stock secured line of credit. So here you can actually secure your line of credit. So this is no longer unsecured. This is secured, okay? So you can borrow between 25,000 all the way to $1 million, okay? And you can use the cash to cover vacation costs, fund tech projects, pay medical bills, taxes on or almost anything else that you want, And if you want a payment only, this is kind of cool. This is really good. That's good in terms of flexibility. So First Tech is pretty fantastic. And by the way, they also have the possibility to check your rate. In some cases, you can check your rate. You can see if you pre-qualify. So if you're looking for a credit union personal line of credit that pulls Experian, I want you to think about Andrews this year. So Andrews is a pretty good line of credit. It's a pretty good how do I say it? Credit union that pulls Experian this year. Let me explain. With Andrews, you have a line of credit that are available up to $50,000. And the cool thing is that rates are variable, but stay low to keep your monthly payments under control. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So you have they call it, by the way, they call it the premier line of credit. So when you go to Andrews, you want to ask for a premier line of credit. Okay, so that's the program. That's the funding program that puts money on your side up to $50,000, and you also have an overdraft line of credit. Now, through the overdraft line of credit, you don't get $50,000 maximum. You are getting $10,000. So here you have a credit lines of up to $10,000. You have peace of mind for times when funds run short. So that's an overdraft. So you have automatic overdraft coverage for your checking accounts. You have interest rates variable, okay, but actually you stay low, and the money can be transferred to your account to cover checks, debit card purchases, and electronic payments. So this is good from a flexibility point of view, especially if you want some kind of flexibility. So if you want fast flexibility. So when it comes to lines of credit at Andrews, you have two types: the premier line of credit or the overdraft line of credit. Okay, so those are the two types that you can really apply for. Just make sure that you choose the one that suits your situation better, because every person is different, every budget is different. Okay, and one thing I also want to say is that if for any reason you don't qualify for a line of credit, you can still go for a loan. So you can apply for a personal signature loan. Again, the maximum here is $50,000. Or you can apply for a small loan. That's called the cash to go loan. And the cash to go loan gives you the possibility to borrow from $250 all the way to $500. And so there is no credit check. So on on this kind of loan, there's no credit check. It's kind of similar to a payday loan, by the way. So if you're looking for a credit union personal line of credit that actually pulls Experian, I want you to think about Kinecta. So Kinecta is a really good credit union that can help you with your personal line of credit. Okay, and they pull Experian. And so Kinecta is very, very generous. That's what I love a lot because Kinecta allows you to apply for something called a signature personal line of credit, and they're giving you anywhere from 1,000 all the way to $100,000. Can you imagine that? Kinecta is one of the rare credit unions to give you that much. Okay, $100,000. Fantastic. So you can easily transfer funds to checking account through Kinecta online banking. And this is unsecured, by the way. This is unsecured, no collateral required. Okay, this is really good. So, and the APR is kind of decent too. You're looking at an APR that starts at 12%. 12%. So this is really fantastic. So again, at Kinecta, it's called the signature personal line of credit. If for any reason you don't qualify for the signature line of credit, you can just apply for the signature personal loan. Signature personal loan, and the amounts are the same. Okay, 1,000 all the way to $100,000. So you can see that again, very generous lender. You can qualify for a membership also without living in a specific state. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that when it comes to signature personal line of credit, you can actually use it for projects with variable costs. You can finance educational expenses, or you can cover expenses during interruptions in typical cash flow. It can be like if you have a business, for instance, or let's say you have a job and for some reason you lost your job or something happens at work, and you're just looking for something like you're looking for a stopgap solution in the short run. Basically, Kinecta can really help you there. Okay. But if you are looking for a secured loan option, Kinecta can actually give you more than $100,000 because the loan amount they're giving you, or even the line of credit they give you on a secured upfront, will depend on the value of the collateral. So you can actually secure potentially a line of credit through Kinecta that goes all the way to 1 million. So 1 million. So if you have a secured line of credit of up to 1 million, just make sure that you have the proper collateral for that line of credit. Okay. So, but the possibilities are there. I just want you to really keep that in mind. The possibilities are definitely there. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about credit union, personal lines of credit that pull Experian. So you have NASA Fed, you have UniFi, you have American Heritage, you have Genisys, you have First Tech, you have Andrews, and finally you have Kinecta. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.